I wish I could show more of the hills. The truth is, you only see them through the trees. But maybe that makes my metaphor better. Oh, look at that. So you can see the nearer thing, and then you can see the hills in the distance. This is going to be pretty long. I have differences with Martin Heidegger. I've talked about those in previous videos, and I especially have differences with Martin Heidegger now. But I do see the point, and maybe I've kind of translated things into my own terms and changed the focus. But what the thing is you have being, and being is everything. Being is too big to talk about. And then you have humans like me. And in a way, we are kind of a clearing in being. We are what being allows to be known. And one of the reasons for that is we are limited. We are like a clearing. And then there's that gigantic, big, static fact of being that we can never really reach or touch out in the distance. It gets hazy after a while. And especially for me, I grew up in Battleground, and some of my earliest memories, like when I was 2, 3, 4, before my parents were divorced, was that going on trips up into the hills, and those hills just seemed to be in the focal length of a 3-year-old, so far away and so gigantic. And you think of your own weakness and smallness and changeability as a child. There seems to be this thing called static reality, being, and you think you can reach out and touch it and know what it is. And so as you get older, you want to make contact with it, and you start having the ability to do so, because you can take walks around town to the next town, you can go to a park, go on a hike, you can move to a foreign country, walk across the mountains. And all that time you're trying to recontact that thing called being. But the anxieties and the limits are inside of you. A fundamental incompleteness at the center of our being, as Hideaki put it. And you can't escape that. And you keep on thinking, oh, there's something that is big enough and true enough and real enough. And once I reach there, I'll know. But when you get to that, and I have climbed a lot of these hills now. Maybe there is something beyond my limits, but I've climbed a lot of them. And, when I talk about my limits, that's not in a self-deprecating way. That's part of being a human. I bring those with me, and so I never really get to contact the thing I'm looking for, true being. And then you can even take that in a Grofian fashion, that we're trying to return to the completeness of being totally cared for by our parents and stuff. And then that relates back to Martin Heidegger's support of fascism, is this seeking for true being, seeking for a place where you don't have to ask questions or feel insecure and feel incomplete because you have an authoritarian parent figure to take care of you. And these are the things I ask on my walk as I take off my sunglasses like I was Gundo Ikari.